I'm so fed up with AI. A few years ago, we went to Bali. Amazing trip. I absolutely loved it. I'm looking forward to coming back. It was Bali and Nusa Penida, this tiny island. An amazing trip. I would love to come back to that part of the world. But one thing I remember that bothered me, although I understood even at that time that it's just different culture, these people are making their living, especially in a place like Bali where it's all about tourists. But one thing that bothered me were taxi drivers who were constantly calling for my attention. So as I'm walking down the street, they're slowing down, almost stopping next to me, and calling me and waving at me and asking, "Taxi, taxi, do you want taxi? Do you want taxi?" This and other people as well trying to constantly sell something to me. Again, I understand. I don't have anything against these people, but it was a little bit exhausting to me. And the reason I'm talking about it, I'm bringing that up here, is because I feel like these days the situation resembles what's happening with all these companies around us, constantly calling for our attention as well and waving at us and saying, we have this new AI tool. It will solve your problem. It will solve all your problems, in fact. Even though they have no idea what our problems are, and they have no idea how to solve our problems in the first place. So what I mean by when I say let's forget about AI, let's not talk about AI, I'm fed up with AI. What I mean is, yes, this is an amazing time. These are amazing times that we live in. It's all so exciting. It's so mind-blowing. Mind-blowing is the word for me for 2024 and 2023. I was and I still am so excited with all these AI tools, and I know, and I talked about them, and I talked about them on my channel, and I tried to test them and explore them and talk about them. This is, I don't deny that, and this is natural, this is inevitable, this is where it's going. Like I said, it's part of what's happening, and it's unbelievable and very exciting. What I think, however, is that we have to be very careful. And for the time being, like I said, we have to almost forget and ignore it, slow down and think and plan. And by this I mean, especially students, it's what is dangerous, what is risky now is that we're overwhelmed with all that choice around us. And again, at some point, and I fear that some people, especially younger people, especially students, they may feel at some point like they have to choose. They may literally stop their progress because they are not sure what to choose. They are looking around and trying to choose which tools, what do I do, how do I write my dissertation, which tools do I need, or how do I do my analysis, which tools did I use for my analysis. So that's introducing this whole, the fact that we're so spoiled for choice, and also all these companies shouting at us and waving for our attention, introduces this false sense of I need these tools and I need to know which tools to use basically to achieve success. And yes, I know if we look at the things or the tools I've been showing you, if you think about it carefully, I never said rely on these tools. I never said this tool is amazing, it will write your dissertation. I never said this tool is amazing, it will do your data analysis. I never said that. So although some people suggested something along those lines, some comments, but it's simply not true. It's exactly the opposite. I always said and I always stressed, you have to control that tool, you have to make use of it properly, you have to guide it, you have to hold its hand, so to speak, and then you can use it. For example, ChatGPT, which is incredible, and I love it, and I absolutely love this tool, but you can use it for data analysis if you know how to do data analysis. You can use it, but you don't want to just ask it to do your analysis and spit the results back at you. And same thing about other tools that I really like. So SciSpace, again, another one that I absolutely love. I have a whole video about SciSpace. But the thing about these tools, including SciSpace, is that you don't want to just hand it over, so all your things and responsibilities, to these tools. Instead, they are here to speed things up. And for this, I absolutely love what AI is doing, because we can be better experts, professional students, whatever it is that you do. We can, for example, with SciSpace, you can just improve the whole workflow. You can quickly explore the articles. And of course, you don't want to let SciSpace decide or read the articles for you. Again, not something I ever said. Instead, you want to make sure that SciSpace helps you explore the literature faster, so you can acquire more knowledge, you can read more, you can quickly decide if you want to read that article, and then you can become a better researcher, you can become a better student. So same thing about data analysis, and same thing about anything else, any other way in which you can responsibly use these tools. But then you have a whole bunch of ridiculous tools as well. Everywhere we look, we see AI. We see AI this, and we see AI that, and it's ridiculous. And I see AI, for example, tools that will write your book for you. That's what I see a lot. Maybe because I like writing. I write for pleasure. I keep saying wrong thing, but I like writing. I like writing for pleasure. It's fiction, and maybe that's why the algorithms know what to show me. So basically, I keep seeing this tool that will write your book for you. And I'm thinking, why in the world would I want to use that? It's supposed to be a pleasure. Why would I want it to write the book for me? So quality questions aside, I don't think it can write as good as a person. But even if it could, why would I want it? Why would I want to use that? It's as if saying, I'll collect your the stamps for you if you're interested in collecting stamps. What's the point? That's the point. Collecting the stamps is the point. Why would I even want some tool to do it for me? Or other things like mind maps. So we'll create your mind maps. What's the point? Mind map, which is exactly the point. The point of a mind map, it's your thoughts. It's how you organize your thoughts, how you conceptualize things so that you can do something about it. Why would I let something create a mind map for me when it's completely counterproductive and counterintuitive? So that's what I mean. Some of these tools are ridiculous, but then many people are not in a position to understand or recognize that. Instead, they find themselves in this situation where they're looking around and simply feeling overwhelmed. So all I'm saying here is that yes, there is this huge development and increase in AI. No, we can't do anything about it. And also, no, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's an amazing thing. But by over-relying on these things, we're definitely doing ourselves a disservice. We're giving up the skills that make us human. So in light of all these developments, I think that what we should be doing really now is we should be happily accepting and embracing these changes. We should be curious. We should be maybe looking at ways to improve some of the things we do and ways of using some of these tools for that. However, at the same time, I feel like more than ever before, we should focus on developing our skills that make us human, that set us apart, make us stand out. So being critical thinkers, creativity, these things are what define us. And I feel like we should really focus on developing these skills at this point in time, because I feel like soon people who have these skills will actually have a huge advantage and benefit over people who don't. So people who have been waiting for all these new tools to arrive, or maybe they were just not sure if they should even develop their own skills if they have all these tools, they may find themselves redundant, not needed, because there are all these tools that can do these things for them. But I feel like people who have been developing these skills will really stand out with their human skills. That will be pretty rare at that point. So I recently had a conversation with my daughter. She asked me, she's studying in college, she's doing arts. She asked me if artists will be even needed, or designers, people who do graphic design or any sort of art. And I feel like I don't know. Can go either way. I feel like some of them won't be needed, like some graphic design and doing simple designs online, and I'm guilty of that because I've been using tools for generating graphics. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'll use one for my thumbnail. But other artists, like people creating art and complex art, I feel like they will be needed even more than now. So I may be completely wrong, but I have this theory that they will be needed, and they will have this huge benefit and advantage over other people because they can say, I create real art, human art. And it's very difficult to stay motivated and encouraged to develop these skills now, again, because it's so tempting to use these other tools, which means there will be even less specialists, less people, less artists, for example, or whatever it is that you do. For me, it's data analysis, and people who do data analysis will be needed. I'm still needed. I've been consulting so many different companies, and they've been asking me about ways to develop their AI tools, specifically because I have these skills, these human skills that at the moment are still needed. So I feel like that's what we should all be doing at this point. AI cannot compete with the real you, and I feel like what we should be focusing on now is, again, developing and fostering these skills that make us human, the unique ways we think, create, and solve problems. This is our edge, and I don't think we should let it slip away.